Hello everyone. I welcome you all to this MOOC on Professional Communication Skills, Module 5, Effective Communication, Office Meetings and Presentations. Today's lecture is the last lecture in this module, that is Lecture 5.4, Delivering Presentations Successfully, Processes, Tricks and Strategies. I'm Dr. Ranjit Kaur, Assistant Professor and former Head, Department of English, St. Xavier's College, Jaipur. I'm the instructor for this module. Today's module outline is that first we will discuss the introductory part of how we deliver a presentation successfully. Then we will discuss how our audience is, or to whom we are presenting our presentation, are the most important persons while we are preparing our presentations. Then what is the process of delivering presentations successfully? Then tricks of delivering presentations successfully, we will discuss that also. And at the last, we will discuss the strategies that we should follow to deliver our presentation successfully. So processes, tricks and strategies that we will discuss today. First of all, for any presentation, we have to prepare well. If we are prepared well, then professionally we are automatically become successful before presenting our presentation if we have a proper plan in front of us. And when we have proper plan in front of us, it helps us to deliver a compelling message that we want to deliver in front of the target audience. Because in that preparation, we have an idea that whom we have to present, what we have to present, and why we have to present. And at last, we should have in mind how we have to present that, what message, what thing that we want to convey to them. So preparation is the most important thing. Next is that designed correctly. So for any presentation, if we want to present that presentation successfully, we should keep in mind how we have to design that presentation. What all visual points are required, what all audio points are required, and how that visual points, images are important in delivering our message successfully, whether that message is a complicated one. अगर हमारा प्रेजेंटेशन में हमें ये पता हो कि हमें किस तरीके से अपनी इमेजेस को, विजुअल एस्पेक्ट को और ऑडियो को किस तरीके से और कहाँ इम्प्लीमेंट करना है जिससे हमारा मैसेज जो हम कन्वे करना चाहते हैं वो एग्जैक्टली ऑडियंस तक पहुंचे. बट इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, अगर हमने प्रिपेयर वेल किया है और हमें ये पता है कि किस चीज को कहाँ पर डालना है अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन के अंदर, उसके बाद जब हमारा प्रेजेंटेशन प्रिपेयर हो जाता है, देन द नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज वी हैव टू प्रैक्टिस इट, वी हैव टू रिहर्स इट. कितना ले रहे हैं हम अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन को डिलीवर करने के लिए, कौन से पॉइंट्स पे हमको स्ट्रेस करना है, कौन से पॉइंट्स को पे हमको स्ट्रेस नहीं करना है. अगर हम लाइव ऑडियंस के सामने दे रहे हैं और अगर हमने पहले से प्रैक्टिस किया हुआ है, देन आवर प्रेजेंटेशन विल ऑलवेज बी अ परफेक्ट वन. The next important point is that delivered with poise means that we have to keep in mind a calm attitude, a confident one, because if we have practiced well, then automatically we will perform with a very calm and confident manner. So give your audience that connect, that warmth, that excitement through our introduction and that energy through our introduction. And through the body of the presentation, we should give the exact what message we want to convey, and through the conclusion, we can conclude it in a nicer manner, summarize all points, and wherever required, we can pose questions also. And if audience asks some questions to us, then we can able to answer that questions. Next important aspect for our presentation is that it should be free from mistakes. कई बार जब हम अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन बनाते हैं तो हमारी प्रेजेंटेशन में टाइपिंग मिस्टेक्स हो जाते हैं. कई बार जो क्लिप आर्ट्स, जो इमेजेस हमने यूज किया हुआ है, वो भी उतने अप्रोप्रिएट नहीं होते. So we have to keep in mind and recheck after preparation of our presentation that there is any typo errors are there or not. If it's there, we have to correct it. Whether whatever the images we have placed on the presentation, they are properly placed it or not. Next is that always and always in all three previous presentations, I have explained you that we have to consider our audience. Then only our presentation become successful. Whom we want to deliver that, and if they are able to perceive what we have delivered exactly in the manner that the message is conveyed, then our presentation will be a successful one. So what we have to keep in mind, first of all, we have to know our audience. Know our audience means we have to aware about the age group, the male or female ratio, whether they are a trained one, whether they are skilled one, or whether they are the novices. और एक और चीज हमें अपने ऑडियंस के बारे में पता होनी चाहिए कि उनकी डिजायर्स क्या हैं, वो क्या चाहते हैं, उनके एक्सपेक्टेशंस क्या हैं, and according to their expectations we have to fulfill our presentations. We have to prepare our presentations accordingly. Then our topic selection, the language that we are using, and our audience language also, that in which language they are comfortable. The little bits of humor also we can include, so that a kind of a connect we will able to make between us and the audience. Suppose in this presentations, in these sessions, you have seen that I'm using Hindi and English, a combination of both the languages, because so that it reaches to all kinds of audience. So that is also important, that we should be well aware about what kind of audience we are presenting or we are giving our session to. So amalgamation of both things are required. With the humor also, the message also, and we should aware about the language of our audience. Then what are the processes that we should follow if we want to deliver our presentation successfully? A successful presentation requires good presentation skills and effective presentation techniques. So what are those good presentation skills? Number one, that layout and the content of the presentation must be convincing. Layout is also important. Content and subject matter is always and always important. But in what manner you are presenting your content and subject matter, the layout is also important. Then you convey the content of the presentation to the audience in the best possible way. So if you have placed your content well, the layout is proper, but if you are not able to present it or convey it to our audience properly, then also the process is incomplete. Next is that you have to maintain eye contact while presenting your presentation. Instead of looking always on screen, looking down, not able to make that eye contact with your audience. If you will not able to do that, then you will not be considered a confident presenter. So always and always eye contact is also important. Next is, at times we are aware about what we have to do, but at times we have to keep in mind what we don't have to do. Number one, that we don't look at the screen continuously. We have to face the audience, we have to look at them, we have to, in some or the other way, through verbal or non-verbal communications, we have to greet them that yes, you are there for us, an important person whom we are delivering our presentation. So don't look at the flow, or don't just look at your index cards, whatever is there in front of you, your paper, pen, keep always fiddling with pen. Don't do that. So don't just look at the laptops. We have to look at our audience also. So these don'ts are also important in that process, so that our presentation will be a successful one. Use of gestures and facial expressions. Besides eye contact, there are some facial expressions or gestures also very important. कई बार हमारा जो बॉडी लैंग्वेज होता है, जिसको हम नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन कहते हैं, हमारे वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन से ज़्यादा 90% हमारा नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन काम करता है जब हम प्रेजेंटेशन देते हैं. So your facial expression should always be friendly and open. That you are not a boss kind of thing. You are the one amongst them only, and you are presenting your content. Then the audience will connect with you. अगर आप उन्हें ये बताने की कोशिश करेंगे कि आप भी उन्हीं में से एक हैं, आप अपनी बात कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं, then the reception will be better. लोगों को ऐसा लगेगा कि हाँ, ये हमें कुछ समझाना चाह रहे हैं. तो वो जब एक बाउंड्री हट जाएगी, बीच में से एक लाइन जो क्रॉस्ड लाइन है वो हट जाएगी, तो लोग आपकी बात को अच्छी से रिसेप्टिव मोड में उसे लेंगे. So to emphasize the content of your presentation, at times we require some gestures or some facial expressions. And use appropriate gestures and body language. ऐसा नहीं कि हम, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, you just fiddle with your pen. कई लोगों की आदत होती है ऐसे पेन से खेल रहे हैं, कोई लोग ऐसे ऐसे करते रहते हैं. So don't do that. Be in a proper your body language should be a proper one. Your facial expression should be a proper one. At times, while presenting presentations, we have to avoid our crossed arms. We have to are not supposed to keep our hands on back or in pockets. अपने ऐसे जेब में हाथ डाल लिया, ऐसे हाथ पीछे रख लिए, या इस तरह से कर लिया. ऐसे नहीं, आपको बॉसी आउटलुक नहीं देना अपना. Try to always stand straight and try not to appear tense or stressed. चाहे आपको टेंशन हो रहा है, चाहे स्ट्रेस लग रहा है, बट आपके फेस पे वो नहीं आना चाहिए. Always try to smile and show that you enjoy the topic and that you are confident in whatever information is there that you are delivering, whatever the content that you are delivering. If you are confident, if you keep on your face that smile, so everybody will connect with that smile, because smile is in some or the other way considered to be a most infectious thing. If you smile, your audience will smile, then it's an easier one and you will get the confidence while presenting your presentation. So as we have discussed कि हमें क्या करना चाहिए, हम कई बार वो समझ लेते हैं, बट हमें क्या नहीं करना वो भी समझना जरूरी है. So try to avoid distractions and be confident. कई बार क्या होता है, कुछ लोग आपस में बात कर रहे होते हैं, किसी का फोन बज गया, कुछ लोग कुछ सामान इधर उधर कर रहे होते हैं, तो उनके जो भी डिस्ट्रैक्शंस आपके सामने आ रहे हैं उन्हें अवॉइड करने की कोशिश करिए. If you are be prepared kind of thing is there, so always and always practice makes a man perfect, and if you are prepared well before the presentation, you feel more relaxed and confident. So how you do avoid distractions? If you have rehearsed in front of the crowd already, कि आपके जो फ्रेंड सर्किल है, आपके कुछ दोस्त हैं, उनके सामने आप एक बार प्रैक्टिस करके देख लीजिए. कुछ नोट्स बना के रख लीजिए कि कौन से इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स हैं जो आपको बताने हैं. कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट्स होते हैं जो करके उनको पहले से एक बार करके रख लीजिए. अपने आप को टाइम कीजिए, रिकॉर्ड करके देखिए कि अपनी खुद की रिकॉर्डिंग करके अगर आप एक बार देख लेंगे तो आपको समझ आ जाएगा दैट व्हाट वी हैव टू, वेयर वी आर मेकिंग मिस्टेक्स, व्हाट वी हैव टू करेक्ट आवरसेल्फ. सो स्पीक फ्रीली एंड अवॉइड द फिलर वर्ड्स. कई बार क्या होता है, हम कुछ ऐसे वर्ड्स एकदम यूज कर लेते हैं और ऑफन repetitively use करते हैं. So on, and so don't do like that. That shows that you are not confident if too many pauses you are taking. So use different types of media instead of only one. Try to use different types of mediums. Then effective beginning and end, that is also important. So you should start and end your presentation with a bang. If you start well, then your presentation will always be a better one. So try to ask them to imagine something, give them some situation, share some story, share some joke, or use some impressive quote or some video to give a kind of a brief outlook what you want to convey to them. And in a very first or second slide, try to give them the outline or the overview that how your presentation, a structure of your presentation will be. Then try to give that good ending in a motivated manner, or persuade them to think over and give them a positive note. End your presentation always and always in a memorable manner, in a positive note, with the help of some quotations, or give them the boost to think over whatever topic you have discussed. और आखिर में आप थैंक यू जरूर करिए, एक्नॉलेज करिए अपने ऑडियंस को फॉर देयर पेशेंट लिसनिंग. Next important is that you have to bring along something to share with confidence, and what all that you are sharing. Suppose if you have used different types of mediums, that gives an impressive outlook to your presentation. Use effective pauses. ऐसा नहीं आप कंटिन्यू एक ही टोन में आप बोलते जा रहे हैं, एक ही रिद्म में आप बोलते जा रहे हैं. अप्स एंड डाउन्स आपके प्रेजेंटेशन में पॉजेस होने चाहिए. स्पीक द लैंग्वेज ऑफ द ऑडियंस. एट टाइम्स हम ऐसी भाषा बोलने लगते हैं जो लोगों को समझ में नहीं आती. सो ऑडियंस को समझ लेंगे तो अपनी लैंग्वेज यू हैव टू मोल्ड अकॉर्डिंगली. डोंट फाइट द स्टेज फ्राइट एंड टेक डीप ब्रेथ्स before taking your presentation. Attend others' presentations also and try to note down what all good points are there that you liked in others' presentation, and try to follow that good points in your presentations also. And don't try to cover too much material in one presentation. Divide that. अगर हम बहुत सारा कुछ मैटर एक ही बार में दे देंगे तो वो कई बार कंसंट्रेशन ऑडियंस का हम कहीं ना कहीं खो देते हैं. So try to एक्टिवली एंगेज योर ऑडियंस ऑल्सो. बीच में उनसे कुछ सवाल पूछते रहें, बीच में कुछ ना कुछ आप स्टोरी, कुछ ऐसा नोट्स डालते रहें जिससे ऑडियंस को लगे कि दिस प्रेजेंटेशन इज फॉर देम. Next are that some tricks that we have to follow. So in this session, we are talking about process, tricks, and strategies. So tricks of delivering our presentation. So first of all, keep your presentation simple. So when your presentation is simpler, your audience will grasp it properly. And many presenters follow the 10-20-30 rule. So what is this 10-20-30 rule? That 10 means generally try to keep that 10 to 20 slides. Keep your presentation under 20 minutes and use at least 30-point font, a bigger one, so that it's readable from very far also. Suppose 200-300 audience are there present in that hall. So your presentation should be a visible one. The font should be a visible one. And ensure your presentation is clear, crisp, and to the point. And your voice and explanation of that each and every bullet point with the help of your positive body language, your voice, your tone should be a proper one. And try to keep fewer key points. अब आपने देखा होगा मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन में मैंने जो इम्पोर्टेंट की पॉइंट है उसको डिफरेंट कलर्स से बताने की कोशिश की आपको, जिससे आप उस कलर के हिसाब से आपको समझ जाए कि ये दीज आर दी की पॉइंट्स जिनको हमको ध्यान रखना है. Another is prepare and practice. So always and always, if you prepare and practice in front of your friends or your company persons, and try to get them the honest feedback about the visuals that you have used, about your voice, about your body language. So try to always take feedback and try to improve that. So two ways you can improve. Number one, try to be there in others' presentations and try to note down what is good that you have to follow in your presentation, and what you have not liked about others' presentation, and don't repeat that. If you are also doing the same mistake, don't do that. Another important point, if you will take feedback from others, then also it's a better that people will give you feedback generously. Take that and improve yourself instead of taking it as a criticism. It's better take your feedback in a positive manner. Then always show enthusiasm. कई बार क्या होता है, किसी को अगर प्रेजेंटेशन को कहा जाता है प्रेजेंटेशन देने के लिए, तो वो उसे एक बर्डन की तरह लेता है. अगर आप उसे बर्डन की तरह लेंगे तो आप एंथुजियास्टिकल नजर नहीं आएंगे. If you are not enthusiastic, तो आपका जो audience है उसको भी आपकी presentation अच्छी नहीं लगेगी. So always and always, how people will enjoy listening to you, because you are genuinely excited about your presentation, and you are excited about sharing your knowledge and whatever the content and the subject matter that you want to deliver. Okay, तो तभी वो लोगों को आपकी presentation अच्छी लगेगी. Then craft a strong and engaging beginning. हम बहुत बार इस बारे में बात कर चुके हैं कि हमेशा आपकी presentation की beginning बहुत strong होनी चाहिए. This is an important trick, and multiple options are given in that. At times you present an interesting question or problem or anecdote. एक छोटा सा कोई कहानी सुना के आप अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन को शुरू कर सकते हैं. कुछ कोटेशंस के साथ शुरू कर सकते हैं. आप कुछ स्टैटिस्टिक्स, डेटा, चार्ट के थ्रू शुरू कर सकते हैं. आप एक छोटा ब्रीफ वीडियो शेयर कर सकते हैं. आप कहानी सुना सकते हैं. That story should be your personal story, or the story that should give brief to your presentation that you want to convey. Some relatable aspect you can share. Another important point is that the strategies. So I'm sharing 5 strategies that you can follow to deliver your presentation successfully. Get the structure right. अगर आपकी presentation का structure पहले से defined होगा, आप जब मीटिंग होती है तो उसके प्री मीटिंग प्रोटोकॉल होते हैं, ड्यूरिंग मीटिंग प्रोटोकॉल होते हैं, पोस्ट मीटिंग प्रोटोकॉल होते हैं. इसी तरीके से जब हम प्रेजेंटेशन बनाते हैं तो उसमें एक प्री डिफाइंड स्ट्रक्चर अगर हम फॉलो करेंगे तो हमारी प्रेजेंटेशन एक सिंक्रोनाइज्ड मैनर में आएगी. सो यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर दैट प्री डिफाइंड स्ट्रक्चर. देन यू हैव टू कंसिडर द नीड्स ऑफ द ऑडियंस, expectations of the audience, and if your new client is there, then try to find out what they are expecting from you from this presentation. And if you are presenting to a conference that is hall that is full of professionals, so think about that what people want to hear from you, what they are expecting from you. So try to structure your presentation accordingly. Next, use more imagery than text. If your images are there that explains your presentation well, then people likes that. So remember that old adage, a picture says 1,000 words. So a picture is better than 1,000 words. That is an important thing. At times, what through words we are not able to explain, one picture can explain multiple thoughts. So try to use effective imagery, but do not clutter too much information on one slide. Include only the key points and interpret that image according to that key points that you want to share on one particular slide. And if you need to convey some complex information, try to use infographics or a diagram or a graph or a statistics or in a tabular manner, so that it's better clarity is there. अगर आप उसी बात को टेक्स्ट के फॉर्म में कहेंगे उससे बेटर है आप उसे एक टेबुलर फॉर्म में, इन्फोग्राफिक फॉर्म में, चार्ट से, डायग्राम से समझाएंगे तो वो जल्दी समझ आएगा. देन नो योर स्टफ. अगर आपको कंटेंट पता है आप जो प्रेजेंट करना चाहते हैं, फैक्ट्स आपको क्लियर है, then your presentation will always be a better presentation. So do the research well. Whatever information is required, first you do the 100% factual correction that your facts and figures are correct or not. So spend some time for preparing your presentation and check once or twice that whatever you are presenting, whether those facts and figures are correct or not. So use examples to demonstrate your points, and don't be afraid to use any anecdotes or stories that present your stuff very well. So if that statistics is required, make that you should mention though that sources there, that from which source you have taken these facts and figures. Then the fourth strategy is be the best version of yourself. So if a 10-minute presentation can feel like an hour, if you're feeling nervous, then it will not be a natural one. So instead of an artificial presenter, try to be a natural presenter. So ensure that your speech is clear and avoid speaking quickly. बहुत फास्ट जब हम अपनी बात को कह जाते हैं तो कई बार हमारा ऑडियंस हमसे कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाता. So remember that being the best version of yourself with the help of multiple aids and prepare and practice is the another formula. अगर आपने प्रिपेयर और प्रैक्टिस किया है तो आप अपने आप कॉन्फिडेंट नजर आएंगे और अपना बेस्ट पॉसिबल देने की कोशिश करिए जब आप अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन को देना चाहते हैं. The last strategy is that you have to make eye contact. It is absolutely crucial if you wish to engage your audience. And simply रीडिंग फ्रॉम प्रेजेंटेशन, आपने उसको सिर्फ रीड कर दिया, आप स्क्रीन पर देख रहे हैं, आप नीचे देख रहे हैं, आप अपने ऑडियंस से कनेक्ट नहीं कर रहे और सिर्फ आप स्क्रीन पर देखकर पढ़े जा रहे हैं जो लिखा हुआ है, तो आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन कभी भी सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगी. सो ट्राई यूजिंग दोज क्यू कार्ड्स, कीप इट in a we can say that in a serial number wise, and one by one you can have a look on that and look at your audience and present your points. And if you have rehearsed it properly loudly, then your presentation, you can deliver your presentation successfully. So last point as a concluding thought, that always and always be industry specific. Avoid generic layouts. Choose something that is more customized. Use brand specific colors and engage with an interactive quiz also. Suppose I just give you one example. For these sessions, systematic presentations are prepared by me so that this is the demand of this professional communication module. So I try to follow that pattern. So try to be customized, that what kind of thoughts and what kind of presentation is required for what purpose. So if you are preparing a presentation using the colors accordingly, then your presentation will be a successful one. So the final thought is that don't use flashy slides transitions. At times you have seen that multiple custom animations people have used in their presentation, and different kinds of sounds that from one side one screen is coming, another side another screen is coming. Typical kind of sounds are used by that. So beware of that. So, and beware of using that clip arts. That is a complicated one. Use professional graphics or imagery instead, and vary your sentence length. हमेशा छोटे सेंटेंस या हमेशा बहुत बड़े बड़े सेंटेंस यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. डिफरेंट कलर स्कीम आप यूज करिए. And try to pause often. जहां पर required है आप थोड़ी देर के लिए रुकिए, अपने ऑडियंस से कुछ सवाल करिए, so that your presentation will be a successful one and you will be able to deliver your presentation successfully. So there is a quotation that I thought that I should share with you. They may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So your audience will always be happy if you give them that kind of feeling that you are amongst them and you are connected with them, and whatever content you have prepared is for them only. So they will like that. Thank you everyone for your patient listening. Keep learning, enjoy learning, and you can contact me for your patient listening. Keep learning, enjoy learning, and you can contact me on this mail ID. Thank you.